Do you guys want a Yahoo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna stretch first.
Get a good stretch in.
Zoe Kinski sent this one in. Thank you, Zoe. It's by Yadru Answers.
Climbing that ladder.
Climbing that ladder. Sent in by Yadru Answers user James, who asks, Ghostbusters question. What happens if one of the Ghostbusters dies and becomes a ghost?
Holy shit.
Here's a question I always had. What happens if one of the Ghostbusters dies and becomes a ghost? Do the other Ghostbusters suck him up like they do with the other ghosts?
Okay, I would say that if they've made an arrangement with a ghost that's literally named Slimer,
yes,
that is defined by its sliming, that he can just like chill at their house,
Yeah.
which is like, by the way, okay, if I just say, okay, just give me a second here.
Yeah.
By the way, if I'm going into procure the Ghostbusters services, which I'm assuming I'm doing at a premium once they become the toast of New York. If I'm going in to procure their services and I'm talking to Janine, I'm setting up a time for my consultation and estimate, which I'm assuming they'll do for free. I'm like setting that up, and out of the corner of my eye, I spy Slimer like just jamming hot dogs down his throat.
Let's fucking equate that. If you were an exterminator and like people came in to hire you and there were just like rats hanging out on the floor, that's not a good look.
Not just rats hanging on the floor, like a giant rat emitting green goo and eating hot dogs.
And you were just like, oh, that's our rat. That's Ratty the rat. He's our buddy.
like the grossest rat.
Was Slimer a pet, or like was he sharing the office space? Like what? I never quite understood, because he had to be like the embodiment of a human being who had died. Like that's how ghosts work. But he didn't seem to like speak English or have any human characteristics, except that he was just kind of hungry all the time and terrible. And yet he was the ghost that was allowed like free reign of the place.
Yeah.
Sure. Not
Just
like
ghost around.
Not like Einstein or like Gandhi, but Slimer.
Two things. Number one, Slimer was like on the cover of the Ecto Cooler box, right? And he was like,
right.
And the juice was green. Are we to like, I'm thinking about that now, and I wish I had never let that beverage cross between my lips and slip down my throat.
What could it have been?
What could that have
I always
possibly
assumed
been?
it was Slimer blood.
Is it Slimer milk? Did someone grasp his teeth firmly, but
Was
also
there
softly?
a Ghostbusters themed jelly that was green?
Probably at some point.
I feel like there was
They had-
Ecto jelly.
They had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fruit pies that were green in them. Oh, they were pudding pies. They were green in the middle. I guess just ground up turtles in there, I guess.
Mushed up turtles.
I had 2 points, and I did my first one. And I forget what the second one was. Don't it always seem to go?
Okay, Slimer, we can all... Okay, let me ask this as a setup. Slimer was nasty, right? We
Yeah.
can all agree
He's the worst
nasty.
ghost. Give me like a headless ballroom dancer or something. Anything.
Okay, so Slimer was nasty and he would eat anything, right? Do you think there was ever a moment when one of the Ghostbusters was using the bathroom and they just saw Slimer's face like peek in expectantly? Like, just wait, because here's what was there a moment when they were using the bathroom and they had to deal with Slimer watching them waiting to go eat their bathroom? This is what I'm wondering aloud.
Why would you wonder that internally? Why would you wonder that in any...
Because now everybody has to wonder
Okay,
it.
good. I think maybe this is... I remembered my second thing.
If dogs do it,
boy.
there's no reality in which Slimer does
do
not.
it. Bees do it. Even nasty little ghosts do it. Everybody's eating bathrooms.
You meet a nice girl or guy when you get one of your rare off nights from ghost busting, and you go and up to the room, things are going well. And what is that? Mid-coitus bursting through flying through the wall? It's Slimer, and he's there to watch you fuck.
I remembered my second point.
Thank God.
Maybe it's like Michonne on The Walking Dead, how she carried two zombies around with her, and so no zombies would mess with her. Like, ghosts would come by. Listen, Slimer's the worst aesthetically and Just sort of having him around it gives you a sense of unease, and also there's all the slime that you have to deal with. That's like a full-time job, taking care of Slimer. But he's not going to kill you. He's not not the
Scolari brothers.
He's not going to inhabit a wolf and attack you, right? He's just Slimer. He's just going to slime around. So a more malicious spirit, a legion, comes by and is like, "What's up? Time to get spooky." Oh, Slimer, you're already here? Sorry, dog. This one's yours. Later. Takes off.
Oh, so he's the devil you know.
Yes. Is he the devil?
Hold on. I'm not saying that Slimer is the devil. But he's definitely of the devil. It's never addressed I don't think in any of the Ghostbusters Extended Universe that there are ghosts that are not malicious.
Except for Slimer, who's like the one chill ghost.
But no, I would say that Slimer is at least 1% malicious because like he eats your food and gets his detritus leavings all over everything. So he's not exactly like benevolent. But they don't seem to ever bust a ghost and then have someone say, "You busted my grandfather. I didn't want that, you turds." There's one in the movies, just a jogger. He's just trying to lose a couple ghost LBs, and they bust him.
Yeah,
they do bust him.
And it's hard. It's hard. He's working hard out there because when you're a ghost, your metabolism doesn't exist because you don't have a physical body.
Yeah, and in the song, I always got so upset. There's an invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. Why? It's an invisible man, not a ghost. 2, he's just napping. He's a sleepy bad. He's not bothering you. He's not messing with your shit. He's taking a fucking nap, and you're going to bust him?
Mid-nap?
Mid-nap? You jerk. My dog jumps on me sometimes when I'm sleeping. And
Bust
that's
him.
upsetting.
Bust that dog.
Bust my dog, Ghostbusters.
Murdering dogs makes you feel good.
I wish we could see that moment when the Ghostbusters are just circling your bed with their proton packs all loaded, ready to blast, and then one of Egon looks at Venkman and is like, "Does this feel wrong to you?" This feels,
I'm having a crisis of conscience.
Like I'm just gonna bust him? Like why?
He's just
sleeping.
Should we wake him up and see if he's like a jerk or something?
Yeah, should we try talking to him?
Maybe just explain that like it's not his bed, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have eyeballs. I'm invisible."
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we have back at our house a living fart that emits goo everywhere. Do you think maybe the invisible man could stay with us? Like, it probably wouldn't be that big of an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're suggesting there can only be one ghost at a time at Ghostbusters HQ. So fucking Venkman dies, and Slimer's like, "Well, shit, writing's on the wall."
Yeah, like if you want to keep one ghost mascot, like wouldn't you upgrade to the invisible man who you don't have to see or think about? You just know he's there.
At most, he's napping in your bed.
At worst. Yeah, for sure.
And not shitting his green slime all over your lunch.
I hope that there's some sort of joke in the new Ghostbusters movie where Slimer like smokes weed or something.
Wait, why would that be a thing?
It would be funny.
It'd be
though,
funny,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be
Think
pretty
about it.
funny. It would be
Get
great.
that I would get that on a t-shirt.
Man, I love Slimer.
I love Slimer too. I'd take back every mean thing I said about him.
I can't stop thinking about Slimer. It doesn't make sense. Do you think they tried to bust him? And he was too
They
fast?
did, Justin. In the first movie, they bust him. He's their first victim, right? And then they take him back, and then he's just there? And then he's like
just
driving a
stays there?
bus?
It's
What the
insane.
fuck?
You professionally bust ghosts.
And he escaped. He's the stupidest ghost. He's the least of them.
He's
And
the most
out.
trappable, most
He's the
shootable
most
ghost.
travel. And then he's driving a bus.
Is it just
and
that
Rick
he's like-
Moranis is just like, okay, cool. What the fuck?
Like, after your entire city's in the thrall of Vigo and Mood Slime, like, do you really want to leave open any window to the paranormal? Like, wouldn't you just insatiably like, listen, we've had a lot of fun with this ghost Slimer, but I think we really need to get serious about busting him.
scene where they're like playing checkers with Slimer or going on a beach vacation with Slimer. He's like catching a frisbee in his mouth. He's just there. Right. He's just a shitty roommate.
Although I do now want to see a scene where everyone's like having fun with Slimer, right? Then they all leave the room and he just turns and looks in the mirror and his eyes like blaze red as blood like drips from his mouth. And then he just laughs maniacally.
And he smokes a fatty.
That dank herb. Smokes a huge pile of weed.
Maybe Slimer is the only one of the Ghostbusters team that knows where to get weed. Like
We should bust. Well, hold on, not so fast.
Now, let's not be too hasty.
Whoa.
I've got my my chronic.
Vigo ain't gonna smoke us out. Gozer ain't gonna smoke us out. Slimer, he's not a great roommate, but he's not that hookup for that.
Listen, he's a gatekeeper, not the weed haver.
What do you think? Oscar's gonna get us some weed? He's a baby. It doesn't even make sense.
He's in school right now. He can't get us. Well, actually, he probably would have the hookup. School's today.
It would be a really nice callback if they cast the baby that played Oscar as Slimer in the next movie. Don't you think that would be a nice callback? Do you think Slimer will have kids in the next movie?
He's been sliming all over town, Justin. You know what I mean?
Slimer's
Eventually,
voice.
you gotta pay the piper. Wear a condom, Slimer.
Where would he put it? On his everything?
What happened to Slimer? Didn't you guys used to have a ghost here? This is a scene for the next movie.
Okay.
What happened to Slimer? Did you guys used to have a ghost that lived here? Well, he got too old and he died. That's what happens to ghosts sometimes. And then Slimer like peeks up through the floor. Just kidding. It's me, Slimer.
I can talk now. I sound a lot like Harvey Firestein.
Slimer.
What a character.
What a great character Slimer is. Do you think he had a room, or do you think they just like made him float, like just like what?
And he probably doesn't sleep. So what's he do during the night? Just sits down in the office by himself?
Just waits. He's like the dog in Futurama, just waiting for them to wake up.
I'll see you guys in the morning, I guess. Anybody want to sit around, play some
This
canasta?
is a sad, lonely existence for Slimer because he loves them, right? And they tolerate him.
Right.
At most.
At best.
Can one of you guys turn the TV on just so I can have something to watch while you're
Some
sleeping?
white noise or something, just leave on NPR. So lonely.
My big mushy fingers can't work the remote.
So lonely,
so
Slimer,
lonely.
so cold, so dead. I was married when I was alive. I had kids. I was the mayor.
Terror. It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts. Every night they're like, "Good night, Slimer. Sleep well. Would like to bust you in the morning." Like he's on constant. If he leaves the refrigerator open, one of them might get a wild hair and just bust him.
I would like to imagine that they bust him often and then just let him back out to be like, just remember, we could leave you in there next time.
Anytime.
Fucking fly right.
Turn it around, right? The Ghostbusters, obviously, it's insane that they have a ghost that lives at their house. It's crazy.
We've established. If this was a debate team, that point has been executed.
Okay, that point is, what's wrong with Slimer that of all the world that he could haunt, he haunts the building full of people that could kill him?
He's got Stockholm syndrome at this point.
It's really what it is. He should haunt anywhere else, like where people are exclusively devoted to busting him.
On some level, Slimer believes he deserves to be busted.
He does. He wants to be busted.
It's his fetish. It's his sexual fetish.
That's the only way he can feel. He's been a ghost for 453 years, right? In my fan fiction. And the only way that he can feel now is to be busted. 50
Or to
Shades
get
of Slime.
close to being busted, like dance on the razor's edge of being busted.
Yeah, so that's why he's being such a shitty roommate. He's not a bad guy, but he needs to antagonize him just enough so that they bust him a little.
You maybe could say that busting makes him feel good.
Exactly.
Maybe he likes the smug sense of superiority he gets every time they drag in a trap full of another ghost.
Ooh,
He's
like a
son of
narc.
bitch.
He's out there, he's got his ear to the ground. He's their confidential informer. He's got his ear to the ground, his ectoplasm ear, and then he's like, I hear there's a ghost down on 53 in Maine who's jogging. And they're like, we'll get him, Slimer. And that's how he stays out.
He is a traitor to his people. Maybe the reason he can't, he has to stay with them is no ghosts will have him.
No, he burned those bridges.
No, those bridges are gone.
Maybe it's just because other ghosts would beat the hell out of him. Like he's
not safe
weak.
there.
He can listen. If you need a prank done, Slimer's your guy.
Oh, what if it's like animals? Like if you feed like wild animals and they become like, oh, now they'll starve to death because now they're just so used to people like feeding them Cheetos that they don't know how to hunt anymore. Slimer has become like domesticated. He wouldn't survive out in the wild. He doesn't know how to hunt anymore. Like he doesn't have the chops.
He couldn't spook anybody.
He couldn't spook a fly.
Let me hit you two with this idea. Ashton Kutcher and Slimer in Prank House, and they're roommates, and they live together. And Slimer comes home from work, and Ashton's bedroom door's open, so Slimer goes in. He opens it. Kutcher's making love to a young Hollywood starlet. He looks up and yells, "Gotcha!" And then Slimer says, "Oh, did you?" And then Ashton Kutcher looks down, and it's not a young Hollywood starlet he's making love to. It's a big pile of slime.
Roll credits.
Roll
title screen. Directed by Martin Scorsese.
It's
coming soon.
Turner and Hooch too.
It's Prank House.
It's called Prank House.
The show's called Prank House. The show is called Prank House, and it's on USA. We've got character.
Look for it after Suits. Before Royal Pains.
It's before.
And during Burn Notice.
It's during Burn Notice. It's just.
If you see Psych, you have watched too long.
It's in the bottom right corner of Burn Notice.
Prank House is our new series. Slimer and every episode ends with Ashton Kutcher fucking a pile of slime. It takes place in the background of scenes during Burn Notice.
It kind of looks like it's burned in, like you left an image on too long. And you're just catching about 3%.
You'll see some spy stuff if you look closely.
It's on in the background. It's in every TV in Burn Notice.
It's on at midnight when it's raining. You turn your TV off and you can see Slimer and Ashton Kutcher.
It's called the Midnight Show.
It's called the Midnight Prank House.
So this has been our Ghostbusters fan cast, my brother and me.
Shit.
And I hope you had a good time.